Radhe Radhe, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Mandir, Gopinath Bhavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Gauri Guru Varga ki jai, Pati Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shachinandana Gaur Hari ki jai, Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai, Radha Ramana Ju ki jai, Giriraj Mahārāja ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Dandavat Pranama Vaishnavas. Jiva Pavan Prabhu has already posted the Mangalacharan, which we are beginning with, and that is within this book also, Shri Gauri Giti Gucha, page 1, Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam. Dandavat Pranam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavashta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitanscha Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Namine Shri Krishna Lila Kakane Sudaksham Odarya Madhurya Mutaischa Yuktam Varam Marinyam Purusham Mahantam Nārayanam Pam Shirashan Namami Trinandinam Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Padam Jagataika Hriddi Chaitanya Leelamrita Sarasaram Nārayanam Pam Satatam Prapadye Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedānta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namah Vishnupadaya Gaura Preshthaya Bhutale Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Pragyano Keshavo Yukti Namine Ati Bhaktya Charitraya Swashritanam Chapaline Jivadukhe Sadartayo Shrinam Premadayine Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanto Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanami Devi Dayitayo Kripabhaye Krishna Sambandha Vigyan Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadhyam Shri Rupan Bhaktivedānta Shri Gaura Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinakarine Rupanugam Nirudhapa Siddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambhara Sambudhe Padam Jayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidanandamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugamarayate Gauravirbhava Bhumestam Nirneshtha Sajanapriya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurathishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jayatam Surato Pango Mama Mandamatirgati Matsarvasvapadambojo Radha Madanamohanam Divyat Vrindaranyakalpadrumado Śrīmad Ratnagara Sinhasanastho Śrī Radha Śrīla Govinda Deva Preshthanidhi Sevyamano Smarami Śrīmandra Sarasarabhi Vaṅśhivantattatastitaha Karsham Venu Smarayargopi Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Vrindaye Tulasi Devyai Priyayai Keshavasya cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupasvarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhava Mahādāvagni Nirvāpanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitarnam Vidyamadhum Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamritashvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Harer Nam Eva Kevalam Kalo Nastyeva Gatiram Yatha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Dandava Pranama Vaishnavas. Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya. Page 32. By Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur. Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Trinape Khaya Kina Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Trinape Khaya Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Trinape Khaya Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Trinape Khaya Sakala Sahane Balladiya Koro Nijamane Spriha Hino Sakala Sahane Balladiya Koro Nijamane Spriha Hino Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Trinape Khaya Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Trinape Khaya Sakale Soma Kurite Shakati Deho Nato Jatha Jatho Sakale Soma Kurite Shakati Deho Nato Jatha Jatho Tabe to gaibo Hari Naam Sukhe Aparadha Tabe to gaibo Hari Naam Sukhe Aparadha Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Trinape Khaya Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Trinape Khaya Okabe Eno Kripa Lobhiya Ye Jana Kritartho Hoibe Natho Kabe Eno Kripa Lobhiya Ye Jana Kritartho Hoibe Natho Shakti Buddhi Ami Oti Guru More Atho Satho Shakti Buddhi Ami Oti Guru More Atho Satho Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Trinape Khaya কিছু নাহি পাই তোমার করুণা সার যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পাই তোমার করুণা সার করুণা না হইলে কাঁদিয়া কাঁদিয়া করুণা না হইলে কাঁদিয়া কাঁদিয়া প্রাণ না রাখিব প্রাণ না রাখিব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষায় কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষায় গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ গুরু পরম্পরা 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 श्री गुरुदेव की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय गुरुपाद गौरी गुरु वर्ग की जय श्री गुरु परंपरा की जय Kirupe Paibo Seva Mui Durachar, page 45 by Śrīla Narottam Das Thakur, glorifying the Vaishnavas. Kirupe Paibo Seva Mui Durachar, O Kirupe Paibo Seva Mui Durachar, Shri Guru Vaishnavati অশেষ মায়াতে মগন হইব, অশেষ মায়াতে মগন হইব, বৈষ্ণবেতে লেশ মাত্র রতি না জন্মিব, Vishoye bhumiyayam
Ki Jai, all Vaishnavas ki Jai. So, feedback. Radhe Radhe. Hare Krishna. So one thing I wanted to share with you. Very often, in these bhajans, the Vaishnavas from Bengal, I don't like calling them Bengali Vaishnavas or people from America, American Vaishnavas. All Vaishnavas are servants of Krishna, or at least they are aware of that. Therefore, they're Vaishnavas. But you can say from America or from India. But if you call them Bengali Vaishnavas or American Vaishnavas or Russian Vaishnavas, it's kind of like you're judging them by their birth and their body, which is actually an offense to judge a Vaishnav according to their birth and their body or whatever activities they did before entering properly into the path of bhakti, meaning Harinam and Diksha. Śrīla Gopal Bhatta Gosvāmī in Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas has given some evidence for that in saying that actually those who judge a Vaishnava according to their birth or their activities before they have come to the path of bhakti, to judge that person by any of those things, they're actually making aparad and are paving a pathway to hell for themselves. So I just wanted to share here that when the Vaishnavas from Bengal sing Ebaro Narotame Koroho Nishtar, that last line, this is Narottam Das Thakur saying once, just once, Ebar, or right now, Narottame, unto me, Koroho Nishtar, please deliver me, please give me your mercy, please deliver me. But then they make it personal. So then they, after singing Narottam Das Thakur's name, then the next time they'll come and say, E Baro, E Adhame, this lowly and fallen person. So instead of just singing it about Narottam Das Thakur or anyone else, singing his name, then we follow with, actually this is referring to myself. So I wanted to just share it with you. E Adhame. E means this, Adhama. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Prapadyante Naradhama. Anyone who knows what Naradhama means, you will get a plate of fresh pakoras with tomato chutney. How about that? Yeah. Naradhama. So when we are using this term adhama, it has a particular meaning. And it's referring to myself in a very, you can say, denigrating way or demeaning way. But actually, if we were really following the process of bhakti and progressing in bhakti, then naturally we would feel that way. So from one perspective, oh, why are you denigrating yourself so much? And from another perspective, why are you not denigrating yourself so much? Right? From the higher perspective, if one is not doing that, that means something is wrong with their process, with their practice. That they're not feeling themselves lowly and falling. Ah, very good, Revati Dasi. Congratulations. The lowest of mankind. Nara means man or human, and Adhama means Adhama. Dhamma is like Vrindavan Dham, and Adhama. So what is pure and what is auspicious? What is the opposite of that? Impure, inauspicious, lowly, like that. So E Adhame means it's very lowly, impure, inauspicious personality. I am praying for your mercy from this place of desperation. In Jaiva Dharma, Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur has mentioned, I believe it was chapter 16, but I'm not exactly sure. Could be chapter 12, where when anyone is enjoying a lot in this material world, because that is our nature, to strive for happiness. Because actually the jiva is meant to always be tasting ananda. What is the jiva composed of? Sat Chit Ananda. Eternality, knowledge, relationship with our eternal beloved, and ananda, bliss, happiness, love, affection. This is the composition of the jiva. In this material world, being covered and bound by material energy, somehow we are experiencing asat, temporariness, achit, meaning ignorance, lack of knowledge, mistakes, and nirananda, means everything which is not blissful, so much suffering, dukkhalayam ashashvatam, so much suffering and misery at every step. So we're experiencing something which is actually foreign to the nature of the soul in this material world. We are meant to be tasting love, affection, bliss, happiness. So we're striving for that. It's natural to strive for that. To strive for our nature. Really, what is that striving for though? How does one experience that love and affection? The proper way is by giving one's full love and affection to the lotus feet of Krishna. Yatataror mula nishechenena. And when you properly deposit that love and affection, then automatically the results will be there. Just as one takes semi prasadam, then automatically they will feel that they are satisfied, their body is nourished, and their hunger has been satiated, and they will feel blissful, happy, peaceful. So automatically when one serves Krishna, then everything is taken care of. This is very, very essential instruction of our Shastra. Yatha taror mula nishechanena tripyanti tatskanda bhujopashaka pranopaharach chaitandriyanam tataiva sarvahanam achyutejya. Just by watering the root of the tree, automatically the entire tree is nourished and satisfied. Every leaf, every branch, every fruit and flower, every part of that tree is nourished. In the same way, if one gives food into their mouth and chews it and goes into their stomach, then the entire body is nourished. All of your limbs, organs, everything is nourished. In the same way, when one gives their love and affection to the lotus feet of Krishna, first and foremost to the lotus feet of Sri Guru, but from there to Sri Krishna, then automatically that love and affection is properly placed. And the entire creation will, in essence, feel that. Because when Krishna is satisfied, like when he took the grain from Sudama, then immediately the entire universe felt satisfied. When Krishna took that one piece of spinach from the pot of Draupadi, then immediately, all 60,000 of those disciples of Durvasa Rishi and Durvasa Rishi himself, their stomachs were full because Krishna was satisfied. They were completely stuffed up to their necks and they felt, oh my God, if they're cooking for us, we won't be able to take anything. We better run away from here. So they all ran from there. But they were fully satisfied because Krishna was satisfied. So to satisfy Krishna is in essence to satisfy all. And Gurudev said, in the same way, to satisfy and serve and please Sri Guru, then automatically everything will be rightly situated. One other thing I noticed about this bhajan, here Narottam Das Thakur is using this same term that he uses in, I believe it's Gora Pahun Nabhajiya Mainu, Gale Fansa. This means I've been bound by the neck, a noose around my neck. It means I have knowingly done this. I have actually placed my neck inside that noose and I've done this myself. Having grown delirious as a result of continuous sense gratification, I have become blind by the witch of Maya. And the witch of Maya has tied a noose around my neck. So knowing better, still, we are rushing headfirst toward that dangerous precipice. And it is essential that we take shelter of Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas if we want to avoid that. And really it's not about trying to avoid the negatives, it's really about trying to serve the positive. If we serve Krishna, if we serve Guru and Vaishnavas, if we follow the process of bhakti, then automatically all negative things will be removed. We won't even have to think about it. But because we are absorbed in abhinivesh, the negative, then we have to be aware that we must give up those things in order to progress on the path of devotion. So, adhama, feeling lowly, is symptomatic of rapid progress on the path of devotion. And if I'm not feeling lowly, then maybe there's a problem with my practice. I'm good, I'm strong, I'm doing well. Pat me on the back, pat myself on the back. You did well, you did good today. But you see how our Guru Varga express their hearts. How Bhaktivedānta Thakur is expressing his heart. Yesterday we heard how Srila Trivikram Mahārāja was expressing his heart. How Narottam Das Thakur is expressing his heart. He has received the prema that Mahaprabhu deposited for him. Mahaprabhu was there at the Padma River calling out, Narottam! Narottam! And all of the devotees were wondering what is going on. And Mahaprabhu left his own prema there for Narottam, who came years later to receive it. And Padmavati Devi, the river goddess, was the caretaker of that prema and basically was supposed to deliver it unto Narottam when he came and bathed in that river. That personality who has personally received the prema that Mahaprabhu wanted him to taste. Mahaprabhu's own prema. he is feeling himself lowly and fallen. So when we are chanting these prayers, our Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja has recommended that we should also apply all of these prayers, including the shlokas in Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, to ourselves. How does this apply to me practically here and now? And how can I benefit from that from where I am? My feet are on the ground. I want to progress. How can I benefit from that to be able to move forward on the path of bhakti? This was a speciality of our Srila Gurudev. So practical, so grounded, so substantial, and so personal. Even our process, how to apply it personally. It's not just that their process or that process. This is my process. Individual. And Srila Gurudev would give us the inspiration how to dive deep and more deep and more deep and practically apply all of the principles of bhakti to ourselves so that we can progress individually on that path. Now we will call out for the mercy of Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī. Yankale Rupa Sharira Nadharata, page 47, by Śrī Madhava Das. Yankali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, Yankali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, Yankali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, Yankali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, Braj Prema Mahanidhi Kutarito, Braj Prema Mahanidhi Kutarito, Braj Prema Mahanidhi Kutarito, Braj Prema Mahanidhi Kutarito, Unakapato Ugharoto, Unakapato Ugharoto, Yankali Rupa Sharira Radharata, Yankali Rupa Sharira Radharata, Kira Kira Hansana Anam Vidhayam, Kira Kira Hansana Anam Vidhayam, Puna Pritaka Kari Payato, Puna Pritaka Kari Payato, O Sabatyaji Bhaji Vrindavan, O Sabatyaji Bhaji Vrindavan, O Sabagrantha Virajita, O Sabagrantha Virajita, Yankali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, Yankali Rupa Sharira Janoto Mathura Vrindavano Ko Janoto Mathura Vrindavano O Ko Janoto Brajonito O Janoto Brajonito O Janoto Radha Madhavarati O Janoto Radha Madhavarati O Janoto Soiprito O Janoto Soiprito Yam Kali Rupa Śrīla Sanātana Yam Kali Rupa Śrīla Sanātana Jakara Charana Prasade Sokara Jana Jakara Charana Prasade Sokara Jana Kai Govai Sukho Pavato Kai Govai Sukho Pavato Charana Kamale Sharanavato Madho Charana Kamale Sharanavato Madho Tava Mahima Uranagato Tava Mahima Uranagato Yam Kali Rupa Śrīla Sanātana Yam Kali Rupa Śrīla Sanātana Tanraja Prema Mahanidhi Kutarika Tanraja Prema Mahanidhi Kutarika Kaunakapata Ugharoto Kaunakapata Ugharoto Yam Kali Rupa Śrīla Sanātana Yam Kali Rupa Śrīla Sanātana Jaya Rupa Gosvāmī Prabhu Rupa Gosvāmī 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 Shri Rupa Goswami Pad ki jai, Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī Pad ki jai, Śrī Sat Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Nitai Gunamani Amar, Nitai Gunamani. Page 61 by Śrīla Lochan Das Thakur. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakto Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakto Vrinda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakto Vrinda Nitai Guno Maniyama Nitai Guno Mani Nitai Guno Maniyama Nitai Guno Mani Aniya Premero Vanya Bhashaino Aniya Premero Vanya Bhashaino Premere Vanyano Yanita Vaino Guru Deshe Premere Vanyano Yanita Vaino Guru Deshe Guriro Bhakata Gana Hino Hino Vashi Guriro Bhakata Gana Hino Hino Vashi Hino Hino Patitata Maharonahi Vache Hino Hino Patitata Maharonahi Vache Brahmaro Durlabha Prema Sammakare Jache Brahmaro Durlabha Prema Sammakare Jache Avadha Karuna Sindhu Katiya Muha Avadha Karuna Sindhu Katiya Muha Ghare Ghare Bhule Prema Ami Yaro Ghare Ghare Bhule Prema Ami Yaro Lochan Bole Moranita Jevana Bhajilo Lochan Bole Moranita Jevana Bhajilo Janiya Shuniya Se Atmoghati Ho Janiya Shuniya Se Atmoghati Ho Nitai Guno Maniyama Nitai Guno Mani Aniya premero vanya bhashayo Aniya premero vanya bhashayo Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Ji Nityananda Ram Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Nitai He Gaura He Nitai He Gaura He Nitai He Gaura He Nitai He Gaura He Patith Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai Prem Purushottam Shachinandana Gaura Hari ki jai. Just today or yesterday in the news, which popped up on my phone as it does, I saw that there was a massive glacier which calved. It means part of it just disconnected, and it created a massive flood in the Ganga, or a tributary of the Ganga, up in the Himalayas. And because of that, there was a horrific flood, which was so powerful and so great, it broke at least 2 hydroelectric power dams and many bridges, and also trapped many people, killed many people. But it was so powerful, it just broke those dams. That's what Nityananda Prabhu did with the praying of Mahaprabhu. Now imagine, this is in the Himalayas, a flood of water and mud and sticks and stones. It's Ganga, but it's got all of that coming through and destroying everything in its path. But if there's a flood of prema, then also you cannot escape from that. Anyone in the downstream, any villages that are on beautiful, nice grounds where the river is flowing sweetly through, when that dam breaks, everything gets flooded, no one can escape, and everyone is drowned, whether they want it or not. So previously Mahaprabhu had that dammed up. But Nityananda Prabhu is supremely merciful, supremely kind. Mahaprabhu is also, but in order to receive Mahaprabhu's mercy, one must receive the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. So here it is said, Abadha Karuna Sindhu Katiya Muhan. Nityananda Prabhu, it says cut a channel, broke that dam. And because of that, a flood of nectarian prema was caused, which surged in each and every house. And this same Nityananda Prabhu manifests in our lives in the form of Shri Guru. And what is Shri Guru doing? He goes from house to house, place to place, and is sharing that same prema that Mahaprabhu wanted to give to this world. Krishna Prema Pradayate. We say it in our Srila Prabhupada Pranam Mantra every day. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine. They are giving Gauravani. That is the essence or the mood, the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his praying to the world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to taste his own, for his own purpose, Prem Ras Niryash Korite Ashvadan, and then as an incidental effect of that, he desired to also give Ragmarg Bhakti, the path of spontaneous loving affection in the wake of the Brajabasis' love for Krishna, to the world. Ragmarga Bhakti Loke Korite Pracharam. He preached it to the whole world. He wanted to awaken this. And through Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, he was able to give specifically what he wanted to give. Anarpitat charing chirat punanayavatanna kalo samarpayitum unato jvalara sang swa bhakti shriyam. And this is what our Rupanuga, Gauriya Guru Varga are doing. When they're traveling everywhere, when they're preaching, when they're going from home to home, place to place, they are flooding everywhere with that prem, as you can say manifestations of Sri Nityananda Prabhu's mercy in this world. So, what kind of mercy is that? That we don't even necessarily want it or deserve it, but yet we cannot help but to be affected by it. Not everyone who was walking in, what's the name of that park? Tompkins Square Park in New York was thinking, I want Krishna Prem. But a personality, divine personality, was sitting there, chanting and calling out the pure names of Krishna. And whether they were ready or not or realized it, it was touching them. Prem atoms were emanating in all directions. And it was affecting everyone there, whether they realized it or not. Some were naturally attracted, some were staying at a very far distance, some didn't even realize that they were touched by it, and yet all were affected. So, Harinam is so powerful, and the pure devotee who is chanting Harinam, this is powerful. This is powerful. So by the mercy of Shri Guru and the Vaishnavas, one will attain the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. By the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, one will attain the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And by his mercy, one will attain the lotus feet and the service of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. It's a nice practice. If you see anything or hear anything, how to link that to subjects of Krishna and Bhakti. Krishna himself gave in Bhagavad Gita so many different things so that we can think of him. Of mountains, I am the. Of beasts, I am the. Of fish, I am the. Right? He's telling what he is. And you can always write that down. And whatever you write down, you get sandesh. Okay? So, Krishna's giving us something to link to him. So when you see that lion, you can think, oh, sorry, I gave that away. You can think of him. When you see those particular mountains, you can think of him. When you see that kind of fish or sea creature, you can think of him. And even the 24 gurus mentioned in Bhagavatam, of the unlimited kinds of gurus, whenever you see any of that, it can make you think of Krishna and Guru. So when you hear that a dam broke, and the flood was going everywhere, and even capturing those who didn't want it, those who were not prepared, but it was flooding everywhere, then immediately we can think of Nityananda Prabhu. He broke that dam, and the flood of prem went everywhere. Anything, if we can somehow bring our minds to link it to Krishna, this can be auspicious. And then everywhere we look, we can start to see Krishna present everywhere. And one day, hopefully, this is the nature of the Uttam Bhagavats, they see their Ishtadev present in everything. In every single particle of all creation, they see their beloved Lord. And therefore, they have no material, inebrities. No fear and suffering, and because they see their beloved Lord everywhere. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita states that they don't exactly see the material world and the workings of the material world, rather they see their Ishtadev present in everything. And even Sutta Goswami, in his glorification of Shukadev Goswami, is saying, Yang pravrajantam anupetyam apetya krityam dvaipayano virahakataraya juhava putreti tammayataya tarvo binedus. The last line is what I'm getting to. Tam sarva bhuta hridayam munimanatosmi. I see my Gurudev, or my spiritual master, situated within the hearts of every living entity. Tam sarva bhuta means every living entity. Hridayam, the heart. I see him situated everywhere. So, this is in essence Vande Krishna Jagat Gurum. I am the soul, the super soul, situated in everyone's heart. I am seated in everyone's heart. Krishna is the supreme soul situated in everyone's heart as Paramatma, riding along with us. So they see him everywhere. And so this is a training. Our Srila A.C. Bhaktivedānta Swami Prabhupada was endeavoring to train his students, all of our Guru Varga. They endeavor to train their students to always think of Krishna, and whoever gets that Very good, Sonam. Taste of water. Cheating of the cheats. Flower-bearing spring. Himalayas. Mount Meru. Shark. I think I said lion. Always remember Krishna and... Come on. Okay, for that, what are you going to get? What are you going to get? Ah, there you go. Hari Priya Dasi. Never forget him. Jai. See? Even if you just hear that word remember, then that should come up. Remember? Boom. And someone would think, you're always linking everything to Krishna for. You're like a teacher's pet. So what? Better to link everything and think of Krishna, then you become conscious of Krishna in everything through practice. Gradually, if we practice always seeing Krishna in everything, then no matter what happens, we will see Krishna, even in death. Right? He also says, I am all-devouring death. When death comes, we will say, oh, this is Krishna. What did Mahārāja Ambarish say when he saw Durvasa making that fiery demon? What is the name of that fiery demon, and how did Durvasa make it? But Mahārāja Ambarish saw it and he thought, wonderful. So now my time has come. Tattenu kampam susamikshamano. This has come due to my own karma. This is the mercy of the Lord. I have made offense, so I deserve this. Let me always just keep my mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. Savaimana Krishna Padara Vindayor. Let it come. Radhe Radhe. Like that. This was his mood. He saw even in that impending death, Krishna. In every moment. When one practices through every aspect of their day, their night, in every situation, then when it counts, the remembrance of Krishna will also come. And if we're practicing, thinking about, talking about, meditating upon, absorbing our minds in everything else other than Krishna, then when it counts, we will be thinking about everything else other than Krishna. So better to practice thinking of Krishna in every situation. Ha! Dreadlock of hair. Very good. The name of the demon. Come on. Okay, I'm going to have to give something really good for that. No, not the fire of digestion. There's a particular name of that demon. If you figure it out. Oh. Sudevi, what do I give them? Raj Bhog. Raj Bhog is a particular Indian sweet that all Indians think is like the most amazing thing. And steamed broccoli for those who can't handle it. It's like this big. It's like a rasgulla. That big. And it's got something in the center, like some nuts and saffron and spices like that, but sweet spices. And it's literally a rasgulla this big, full of sugar syrup and juice. So there you go. No, not madhu. Oh, it's Janardhan's favorite. There we go. Now we will call out for the mercy of Śrī Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Name of the demon, Kacha. Not Vichitra. Vritra is another asur. Not Vichitra, it says Vritra. No, that's another. Vritra asur is that big one that took Indra 100 celestial or 1,000 human years to decapitate. And at that time he was praying the most beautiful prayers to Krishna, which are all mentioned in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Sanskrit. Vande Vishwambhara Padakamalam by Śrī Mohan, page 339. Of demons, I am Prahlad.
Did he say that? I've never heard that. I don't think Prahlad is a demon. Although he was born in the family of Asuras, he was definitely saintly. Sur. Rajbo, check. Śrī Satyavrata Muni ki jai. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Kanditakari juga janamalam samaram. Kanditakari juga janamalam samaram. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Shorabhakashitam Nijajanamadhupam. Sorabhakashitam Nijajanamadhupam. Karunakhanditam virahabitapam. Karunakhanditam virahabitapam. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Nashita Hrigata Mayatinam. Nashita Hrigata Mayatinam. Paranijakantya Jagatamachiram. Paranijakantya Jagatamachiram. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Sapata virajita nirupam ashobham. Sapata virajita nirupam ashobham. Radha mohano kalita vilobham. Radha mohano kalita vilobham. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Vandita Kaliyuga Janamalam Samalam. Vandita Kaliyuga Janamalam Samalam. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Vande Vishvam Bharapadakamalam. Shachinanda Jai Gaura Hari Jai. Shachinandan Jai Gaura Hari. Jai Shachinandan Jai Gaura Hari Jai. Shachinandan Jai Gaura Hari. Gaura He 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 Gaura He. Śrī Satyavrata Gaur Hari ki jai. Yep.
She put the verse.
Very good, Sonam. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Wow. Okay. So I just lost my dinner, and you're getting dinner.
Rajbog.
And my Rajbog, and you're getting a dinner made by Sudevi with a Rajbog. And fresh hot steamed broccoli, which is quite popular in the market right now. It didn't used to be, but now it's everywhere. Zucchini and broccoli. This year it's just everywhere. It's amazing. So, thank you. And of warriors, who is Krishna of warriors?
Arjuna.
There you go. Imagine being Arjuna and hearing that amazing universal form. Krishna is there with the universal form telling Arjuna of warriors, I am you. That's pretty sweet. That's nice. Very good, Sonam.
The best of everything.
Yep.
I just thought that was cool. Not that he's a demon, but that he's born in a demonic family.
I always love that section of Bhagavad Gita. I felt the awesomeness. What is the time? 6:14. Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam, page 295. I learned a tune from Krishnadas that he wanted to record, but never did. And I recorded it many, many years ago, but never released it. And so I would like to share it with you all. And I can't sing it as good as him, or as good as anybody, but I can try. See, Janardhan, you were born in the family of demons, but you became a devotee. I was born in a family of devotees, but... Ay, Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Kanhaiya Lal Ki Jai. 295. And if you do not have the songbook, then please refer to the most recent post of Jiva Pavana. I said Jiva Pavana because he doesn't have Prabhu after his name. It's implied, but of course he's so humble he would not put that himself. So just go to Jiva Pavana and you will find the bhajan along with its translation, frequently followed by beautiful commentaries of our acharyas. Page 295. Navanirada Nindita Kanti Dharam. Oh my God, I got it wrong. Look at that, I'm making mistakes today. Now you're seeing my Badha Jivanes, the tendency to make mistakes. It wasn't Kacha, it was Kritya. Thank you for that. Are you sure? Check Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Mind you, I was quite young when I learned these, so sometimes my wires get crossed. No, I mean when I was hearing these kathas, and so my memories can be switched. Rajbog for Hari Priya. Who is Kacha? Anukichak. Kacha. Okay, page 295. Navanirada Nindita Kanti Dharam. Navanirada Nindita Kanti Dharam. Rasasagar Nagara Dhupavaram. Navanirada Nindita Kanti Dharam. Rasasagar Nagara Dhupavaram.
Shubhavam Kimacharu Shikam Dashikam Shubhavam Kimacharu Shikam Dashikam Bhaja Krishna Nidhim Braja Rajasutam Bhaja Krishna Nidhim Braja Rajasutam Bhuvisham Kitavam Kima Shakradhan Mukachandra Vinindita Koti Vidhum Bhuvisham Kitavam Kima Shakradhan Mukachandra Vinindita Koti Vidhum Mridumanda Suhasya Subhashyayutam Mridumanda Suhasya Subhashyayutam Bhaja Krishna Nidhim Braja Rajasutam Bhaja Krishna Nidhim Braja Rajasutam Navaniradhanindita Kantidharam Suvikam Padanam Gasadam Adharam Brajavasi Manohara Veshakaram Suvikam Padanam Gasadam Adharam Brajavasi Manohara Veshakaram Brajavasi Manoharam Veshakaram Brajavasi Manoharam Veshakaram Vrishalam Chittaniram Sarojadrisham Bhaja Krishna Nidhim Braja Rajasutam Vrishalam Chittanila Sarojadrisham Bhaja Krishna Nidhim Braja Rajasutam Unavaniradhanindita Kantidharam Alakavalimandita Bhalakatam Shrutidolitamakara Kundalakam Alakavalimandita Bhalakatam Shrutidolitamakara Kundalakam Shrutidolitamakara Kundalakam Shrutidolitamakara Kundalakam Kativeshtitapitam Sudhatam Bhaja Krishna Nidhim Braja Rajasutam Kativeshtitapitam Sudhatam Bhaja Krishna Nidhim Braja Rajasutam Kalanupurarajita Charupadam Maniranjita Ganjita Brindamadam Kalanupurarajita Charupadam Brajavajrajhasankita Padayugam Bhaja Krishna Nidindraja Rajasutam Bhaja Krishna Nidindraja Rajasutam Vrishachandana Charchita Charutam Manikoshtumbhagarhito Bhanutam Vrishachandana Charchita Charutam Manikoshtumbhagarhito Bhanutam Brajabala Shiromani Rupadhritam Brajabala Shiromani Rupadhritam Bhaja Krishna Nidindraja Rajasutam Bhaja Krishna Nidindraja Rajasutam Navaniradhaninditam Kantidharam Suravrinda Suvandya Mukunda Harim Suranata Shiromani Sarvaguru Suravrinda Suvandya Mukunda Harim Suranata Shiromani Sarvaguru Suranatha Shiromani Sarvaguru Suranatha Shiromani Sarvaguru Giridhari Murari Purari Param Bhaja Krishna Nidindraja Rajasutam Giridhari Murari Purari Param Bhaja Krishna Nidindraja Rajasutam Navaniradhaninditam Kantidharam Vrishabhanusutavaram Keliparam Rasaraja Shiromani Veshadharam Vrishabhanusutavaram Keliparam Rasaraja Shiromani Veshadharam Rasaraja Shiromani Veshadharam Rasaraja Shiromani Veshadharam Jagadishwaram Ishwaram Idyavaram Bhaja Krishna Nidindraja Rajasutam Jagadishwaram Ishwaram Idyavaram Bhaja Krishna Nidindraja Rajasutam Navaniradhaninditam Kantidharam Rasasagara Nagara Bhupavaram Navaniradhaninditam Kantidharam Rasasagara Nagara Bhupavaram Shubhavam Kimacharu Shikanda Shikam Shubhavam Kimacharu Shikanda Shikam Bhaja He Krishna He Krishna He Krishna He Krishna He Krishna He Shri Krishna Kanhe Lal Ki Jai. The sum of the tune was more traditional, but then that higher part, that was something he did, and then coming back into that Navanita, the Nindita Kanti Dharam, where he would kind of hold it like that. He was like, new tune. But he never had a chance to record that. But it's very beautiful meaning. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about with this particular Ashtakam, unlike Damodarāṣṭakam, which starts with Namam Ishvaram Sachidanandarupam, this one is all super Braj but ends in Jagat Ishvaram Ishvaram Devaram. Meaning that second to the last line on the very last verse, after mentioning Srimati Radhika, Vrishabhanu Suta, Varakeli Param, Rasaraja Shiromani Veshadharam. Then he says, Jagadishvaram Ishvaram Devaram, Bhaja Krishna Nidhim Brajaraja Sutam. So, this is something that I would like to ask any Vaishnava who may have asked, any personality who is a Tattvadarshi, who may be able to reveal why this has come to us like this. But it's such a beautiful Ashtakam. Now we will call to Vrishabhananandini, Srimati Radhika. Is Lalita there? I think she found that Vande Shri Vrishabhanu Sutta Pada. I don't know if it was ever copied down. I think I might have actually done it. Let me see. Vande Shri Vrishabhanu Sutta Pada. Vande. Nope, I don't have it. Okay. It does happen sometimes that after someone has written something, then someone else tags something on the end. Just like we say, Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite, and then someone decided to tag on Shri Rupa Sanatana Varnita Charite, and our Srila Gurudev's position on that was, do you think you know more than Rupa Goswami that you can add to his or improve upon what he has written? So I cannot say why it's there. Just like in Śrī Jagannathāṣṭakam, you have certain verses and other verses. It's not all, in essence, a flow. It might be different verses that were sung by different personalities at different times, and then they have put it together. Because some are very Braj mood, and some are very Aishwarya mood, Vaikuntha or Lord of the Universe mood. So it depends on the personalities who have put it together, and also the vision of the pure devotees, and also they can reconcile things that we may not be able to. What did you want to add?
I was just thinking of Śrīmad Bhagavatam. The 10th canto is there, and then it goes on into very deep instructions that
Right.
Krishna is giving Uddhava, and that has nothing to do with Braj necessarily, but it's how to practice, how to move forward, what Kali Yuga is. All these different things begin to be explained. So there's the secret of all secrets, Krishna's private life, but then also there's warning, there's, our reality.
Did everyone hear that?
No.
Oh, you wrote that already.
No, I didn't write that.
I was thinking it's like a warning. So she made the point that in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, you go from the first canto, which is creation, the awesomeness of God. And then gradually it starts going into the avatars, the different forms of the Lord. And then it comes to the original, in the most private section, the most protected Vrindavan, Brajalila, in the 10th canto. And then after that, after speaking about Krishna in Vrindavan, then it speaks about Krishna in Dwarka. So it goes back into Aishwarya, and then goes into the Udhava, Geet, and all of these different conversations about transcendental knowledge. And Aishwarya Gyan again. But in the middle you have that jam between the two loaves, between the two pieces of bread, so to speak. So Brajalila is in there, but then there's the protection for that. And the protection for that is, don't just take it cheaply. We've already built up to there, now we have to warn you, don't take it cheaply. So our Guru Varga, sometimes they bounce in to Brajalila and then come back out and ground us again. Be careful not to make that some mundane thing. This is the transcendental play of the absolute Supreme Lord in His most private pastimes. And so they want to qualify it so that we don't mistake it for being something mundane or material. When we arrive there, when we awaken in those pastimes, at that time we will be qualified to not think that they are pastimes of opulence. We will be able to think that this is my beloved, darling Krishna. We will be able to play with Krishna like an ordinary human-like relationship. Until that time, we should not pretend. We should understand all Krishna Tattva and have great respect for those pastimes. So there's the sadhaka understanding, and then there's the siddha understanding. And until the time that we've actually realized our siddha, we cannot pretend that we are there and that we don't need to know all of these other things. Otherwise, it would not be told to us. Mahaprabhu would not have spoken about it. All of our Guru Varga would not have given us all of these teachings. Bhagavad Gita, Śrīmad Bhagavatam, it's also in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So it's a protection for us that we don't mundanize the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. We should understand that Krishna's pastimes with Srimati Radhika and the gopis have nothing to do with mundane sensual lust of this world. Atmendriya Pratibha. Wow, many days not. Back.
We're back.
That's a funny picture of my hand sticking out forward.
I saw it wasn't moving and everything.
That's why, yeah, Srila Prabhupada always made it a point to read the first 9 cantos and then start with the 10th one. Jam. So beautifully explained. Yes, I've heard it explained like that actually by our Guru Varga. Like, bread and jam in the middle. This is the sweetness. But it's protected on both sides. So you have this, and you need the support for it. If there was not the support for it, then we would not understand the sweetness of it. That's why our Srila Gurudev said about Jayadev Goswami. Why is he starting Gita Govinda with Dashavatar Stotram? Pralaya Payodhi Jale Dritamanasi Vedam Vihita Vithitra Charitramakedam Keshavadrita Meena Sharira Jaya Jagarisha Hare. Why is he starting with that? And then Gurudev made the example like wrestlers. If you have 20 of the world's best wrestlers, let me go the other way. If one of the 20 top wrestlers in the world came to you and said, I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world, I'm one of the top 20, you wouldn't really understand or appreciate. But if you actually watched the matches building up, this one wrestling with this one, the winner next wrestles with the next one, and then the winner wrestles with the next, and like that, until there's one winner left. Then you would understand. Keshavadrita, that supreme, original, most powerful personality is Krishna himself, who has manifested in all of these other forms. So we're given it like that. Without that support, without that build-up, we would not understand or be able to properly appreciate the human-like pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. We would materialize them like ours, as so many in India especially do. I mean, back in the day when I used to watch Hindi films, Bollywood films, back. Somebody actually, we were watching the Mahārāja series, and then the next one, 23, was missing. So we said, do you have anything else about Krishna? This was before we took initiation from Gurudev. And they said, yes, we have this one. And we said, what's it called? And they're like, Dilwale Duhaniya Le Jayenge. And we're like, whoa. It has something about Krishna. They said, yes. So we're watching it. And all these Bollywood songs are coming. And we're watching it. And we're like, they're not saying anything about Krishna. And then one line in one of the songs said, our love is like Radha and Krishna's love. So many like to skip over the first 9 and go right to the 10th, and then they start comparing their material lust to the transcendental praying between Radha, Krishna, and the gopis. And so that is the definition of prakrita sahajya. Therefore, all of our Guru Varga have very strongly warned, like Sonam Didi said, that we should first study these support. You're building a palace. If you're going to build a palace, you need a strong foundation. You need strong pillars, strong posts, everything built in such a way that your palace will not just collapse easily. From the bottom, from the ground up, make sure it's very strong, and then that palace can be built on top. And even the palace itself is not everything. It is the nature of the relationships that take place within that palace. And then the last 2 cantos are like maintenance of that. How to maintain, how to take care of everything. But all of it is leading up to that intimate relationships. Those ones of Krishna which are going on within Vrindavan. But without that, then it would be so easy to misconstrue, misunderstand, and mundaneize those transcendental pastimes of Krishna. So thank you so much, Sudevi, for your revelation in that connection. It so happens that Damodarāṣṭakam has a particular flow, but in the case of Śrī Brajaraja Sutashtakam, it may have a different flow. It doesn't all have to be the same. So now did anyone ever come up with Vande Śrī Vrishabhanu Sutapada? Did you find it? I think I copied it onto the laptop, but not into the phone. So, never mind, we won't sing that one. She put page 342. It's on page 342, but they didn't post it in the bhajan section here. I can still sing it. If you have the songbook, it's on page 342. Vande Śrī Vrishabhanu Sutapada by Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. It's from the Kitabali section of Śrī Stavamrita Lahari, Song 3. Vande Śrī Vrishabhanu Sutapada. Sounds like what is it? Vande Vishwambara Parakamalam. Anyhow, Vande Śrī Vrishabhanu Sutapada. Vande Śrī Vrishabhanu Sutapada. Kamala Nayana Lochana Sampada. Kamala Nayana Lochana Sampada. Vande Śrī Vande Śrī Vrishabhanu Sutapada. Nakaramo Purajita Koti Sudha. Madhava Hridaya Chakora Manoharo Vande Shri Vrishabharu Sutapada Vande Shri Vrishabharu Sutapada Kamalanutta Shobhagare Kanchita Kamalanutta Shobhagare Kanchita Lalitadi Karo Yavokaranjita Lalitadi Karo Yavokaranjita Vande Shri Vrishabhanu Sutapada Vande Shri Vrishabhanu Sutapada Samsevya Giridhara Mati Mandita Samsevya Giridhara Mati Mandita Rasa Vilasana Tana Rasa Pandita Rasa Vilasana Tana Rasa Pandita Vande Shri Vrishabhanu Sutapada Vande Shri Vrishabhanu Sutapada Kamalanayano Lochana Sampada Kamalanayano Lochana Sampada Vande Shri Vrishabharu Sutapada Vande Shri Vrishabharu Sutapada Vande Shri Vrishabharu Sutapada Vande Shri Vrishabharu Sutapada Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Shri Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Shri Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Vrishabhanandani Srimati Radharani ki jai. Now, we will sing Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam. Page, you know the page. Radhe Radhe Dandava Pranama Vaishnavas. And Devaki, which tune? Because we missed a day. Actually, we sang it yesterday, didn't we? Or did we not? I can't remember. Thank you. Old tune, page 290, Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam. By Śrī Satyavrata Muni. Namamishwaram Sachit Anandarupam Lasat Kundanam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodabhiyolukha Radhavumanam Param Vrishtam Drutya Gopya Rudantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Rijantam Param Bhoja Yumeno Shatam Kanetram Muhu Shvasakam Patri Rekhanka Kanto Sita Graiva Damodaram Bhaktivedānta Iti Dripsvairabhi Ananda Kunde Svaghoshamima Jantam Akhyāpayantam Tadiyeshitagyeshu Bhaktairjitatam Puna Prema Tastam Shatavriti Vande Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadhim Na Nochanyam Vrindeham Vare Shadapiha Idam Deva Purnatha Gopalo Balam Sada me manasya virastam kimandale Idam te mukham bhojam avyakta nilay Vritam kuntalay snigha raktaischa gopya Muhushchumbitam bimba raktadharam Manasya virastam alam lakshanabhay Namo Deva Damodarananda Vishno Prasida Prabhu Duta Jalabhimagam Kripa Drishti Drishtyati Dinam Batanu Vihanesha Mamajam Vidyakshidrisha Kuberatmajo Badha Murtaivayadha Vayamochito Bhakti Bhajo Krito Cha Tatha Prema Bhaktin Svakame Prayacha Namokshe graho nesti damodareha Namaste studame sturadipti dhamne Tadiyodayayatho vishvasya dhamne Namo radhikayai tvadiya priyayai Namo Nantadilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya Namo Nantadilaya Devaya Tubhyam Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Damodara Radha Damodara Damodara Radha Damodara Damodara Radha Damodara Jai Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Śrī Radha Damodar Ju ki jai Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam ki jai. Thank you Sonam for remembering the lamp. You see the little lamp she posted? So before chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we're going to light the Prem Pradip, because Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Prem Atma. It awakens the Prem that is present within the Atma for Krishna. What? That's okay. I'm so happy. Śrī Dāmodara ki jai. Radha Vinu Bihari Shachinandana Gaura Hari ki jai. Giriraj Mahārāja ki jai. Shalagram Shila ki jai. Laddu Gopal ki jai. Chatta Chatta Laddu Gopal ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Gurudev Gurudev Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Srinitaya Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Shri Gurudev Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Guru Panag Guru Varg Ki Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Nitaya Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. The ghee wick was huge today because Sonam added her own ghee. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah Ajnanatimiraandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Nama Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Namine Nama Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedānta Swāminiti Namine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitānaṁ Pāvanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Giring Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times at the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad, Ashto Tarshata Shri Śrīmad Śrī Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad, Ashto Tarshata Shri Śrīmad Śrī Bhaktivedānta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada, and to all of our Rupanuga, Gauriya, Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas, past, present, and future, including all of you who are present with us today, I offer my Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas. Radhe, Radhe, Radhe Shyam.
Radhe Shyam.
So this will go off again, right, soon?
It said 50% the last
I
time?
didn't check it, I just hit it. I'm on.
Okay. It could go off at 90%.
Whereas yours might not be.
Right. Okay. Take it. Is that 55-hour Gurudev glorification, global Gurudev glorification going on now at this time?
I think it starts tomorrow maybe? I don't know. If it's 55 hours.
55, I think they were going to do it right.
It's also
Then
on the 12th.
The 10th, the 11th, and the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we are continuing with Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam. From Kartik time, we are now near the end of the 6th verse. And we are within the commentary of our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta, Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. This, our Gurudev said, we should not see it as a book. It is not a book. It is the manifestation of the heart of Śrī Satyavrata Muni and the hearts of those personalities who are commenting on it. So it is a manifestation of the heart of Śrī Satyavrata Muni, placed in Padma Purana by Vedyas, with the words Namo Radhikaye, Tvadiyapriyaye, commented on by Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī in beautiful Sanskrit poetry, which is present within here, but I cannot understand it. Therefore, out of causeless mercy, our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj has translated that Sanskrit to Bangla. And then our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Maharaj has translated that to Hindi and then had it translated to English. So our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, injected his own Bhav Anuvad commentary into the translation of Sanatana Goswami's commentary. And then our Srila Gurudev made a separate commentary, which is full of ras and very bhavuk, also commenting on all of their commentaries. So it is treasure within treasure, within treasure, within treasure, with so many beautiful secret compartments. And so before entering into this beautiful treasure, within treasure, we are going to pray in the dust of the lotus feet of these divine personalities in the words of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Vairāga juga bhakti rasam prayatnair apayanan mam anubhipshamandam kripambudirya paradukuduki sanatanastam prabhum ashrayami. Begging in the dust of their lotus feet that may even a particle of their moods, which are present within these pages, manifest itself within our hearts. Today, when I was receiving rotis from Anup and Sudevi, in the morning time, they said they were going to Govardhan and Radhakund. And I was very excited. I said, there's so much dust there. Please just pray for one of those particles to give me their mercy. Srila Gurudev said there's more Aishwarya, more opulence in a single particle of dust of Braj than in all of the Vaikuntha planets combined. And there's more Aishwarya in a single particle of dust at Radhakund than all of Vrindavan combined. So I begged them, just one drop. And in the same way, we're asking that may even one particle of the moods which are present within these pages, even one, manifest within our hearts. Srila Gurudev said, if you capture just even a smell of what I'm giving, like incense from the other room, you smell just what is that? Just a flavor, something, a smell. He said, then your life will be successful. So all of our acharyas are just saying, Kripa bindu diya, just give me one drop of mercy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave one drop of mercy to Rupa Goswami. And that one drop of mercy manifested as Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu, the ocean of Bhakti Rasa Amrit. And then one drop of that, Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu Bindu. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur made the drop of Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu in terms of Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu Bindu. One drop is more than sufficient. And one pure holy name, just one Shuddhanam, not even a full Shuddhanam, one Ha or Kr, that much of Shuddhanam, the pure holy name of Krishna, is sufficient to awaken prem and completely remove us from all Bhava Mahadavagni, all of the entrapment of the blazing forest fire of material existence. One part of a Shuddhanam. So this is part of the nature of the absolute. So if we're only praying for just even one particle, maybe we don't need to pray for everything, but just that much, just one particle, still, that will be sufficient to remove all of our misgivings and give all kinds of auspiciousness. So now we are continuing with verse 6. Namo Deva Damodarāṣṭakam Vishnu Prasiddha Prabho Dukha Jalabdhimagnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Vatanu Grihane Shamamagyam Medhyakshidrishya Namami Sharam Sachidananda Rupam La Satkundanam Gokule Brajamanam. Interestingly enough, I opened up the page and guess where we are? We are talking about particles of dust. So, perfectly in order here. One of the things I interestingly like about doing this live like this is that when I mess up, when I make mistakes, when my throat cracks or I go off tune, I have to admit it because it's happening, and it helps me to, how do you say, lessen my ego a little bit. You know, I think, oh, I'm on tune, and then I go off, and then I'm like, okay, everyone just saw that. Hare Krishna, now you know. It's not like a polished CD or anything like that. So, you caught me. So, Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja is speaking about Satyavrata Muni's mood as he's praying and weeping and calling out. And then he starts comparing it to the mood of the Goswamis, our 6 Goswamis, how they're crying out in desperation. He Radhe Vrajadevike Chalalite He Nanda Shunokuta. Interestingly enough, today Vrindavan Vilasini, in her little Harikatha broadcast through WhatsApp, posted one of my favorite quotes from Srila Prabhupada, our Srila Prabhupada, on this particular verse. And he said the Goswamis of Vrindavan have never said, I have seen, I have seen. Rather, they're always weeping, crying, and searching. Where is Krishna? Where is Srimati Radhika? Where is Lalita? Going to Jamuna, going to Govardhan, going to every tree, searching. Where are you? Like this. This is symptomatic of those who have that great, deep love and affection. They feel that I have nothing, and they're always searching. So I'm just going to read the one paragraph previous to the verse that we came up to give it some context. Context is essential. It's very easy to pull quotes out of context and present things in a certain way. Like there's the one verse in Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita that states, nothing else is necessary, all you need is Harinam. A lot of people pull this quote out of Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita and discount the rest of it. Well, Chaitanya Charitamrita said this, so we don't need all the rest of it. And that logic is flawed in itself. All of our Shastras, all of the words of our Goswamis, all of the teachings of our Guru Varga have said is nothing but a commentary on Mahamantra. In other words, for us, it is teaching us how to approach, with what mood, so that when we approach Mahamantra, instead of taking Mahamantra for our enjoyment, we can approach Mahamantra with the mood of service. Like our Srila Gurudev said, I have never chanted anything. I serve Shri Harinam Prabhu. It's a very different conception. So all of those teachings are there to show us how to approach Harinam. But if we take that verse out, then we can get high and do kirtan, but then, why am I saying that? Because someone who was doing that actually told me, all you need is Harinam. So let's light up and do kirtan. We don't need the rest of it. not everyone who lights up has this mood, but someone did tell me that. So this verse in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is essential, but we should not remove it from its context. Context gives the light and the moods, the approach. That is why we must hear from Vaishnavas. Jaha Bhagavata para Vaishnaverasthane. They will illuminate the process for us so that when we approach, we can approach with the proper mood and the proper understanding. Like our Srila Gurudev would do for us, he would go through Manashiksha in maybe 2-3 days. And then he would say, now that you understand the proper mood, now you can go back to your homes, to your places, and read and study it with the proper mood and the proper conception which I have given you. So, in the same way, all of our Shastras, all of our Guru Varga are giving us the proper moods, how to approach Harinam Prabhu, how to serve Krishna. Because on my own, I might not understand it properly. I might give Krishna something based on my diet because I like it, but have I considered whether he likes it? So our Guru Varga, they are expert in assisting the gopis in serving Shri Radha and Krishna in the Nikunjas of Vrindavan. Nikunja yuno ratikeli siddhyai yayali bhiryuktirapekshaniya. So from that perspective, they know what pleases Krishna. And coming close to such personalities, taking shelter of their lotus feet and holding on tight, then we will learn from them how to not be selfish, how to give all of our heart for the happiness, for the pleasure, and for the benefit of Krishna. In other words, awakening bhakti in our hearts for Krishna. Just so you know, I'm not criticizing anyone. I'm guilty of all of these same unfortunate taking things for granted and convenience, things like this also. But I've heard the instructions of our Guru Varga, and so for my own benefit, I am repeating what I've heard, and if any of you receive benefit from what I'm sharing, then I pray that maybe a drop of mercy may come from Gurudev to me and to you, or maybe even a little sidelong glance, something that, oh, okay, you're sharing this, good, something. Because what is my qualification? I have no qualification. But Gurudev gave the order, so I'm endeavoring to follow. And if he's pleased even just a little drop, just a bit, then my life will be successful. So, even Bhav Bhakti is extraordinary, for even after performing millions and millions of arduous spiritual practices, one cannot achieve it. Bhava Bhakti. For example, Sri Uddhava went to Nandagram, where he closely associated with Ragatmika Jan of all 5 rasas. However, he could only get the association he could only get the association of Srimati Radhika, the most exalted of all of those associates, from a distance. He witnessed her speaking to the bumblebee, and this was impressive to him beyond belief, but he could not get her close association. However, he was able to achieve the company of her friends, who are her own kaya vyuha, her own bodily manifestations. He had so much good fortune, but did he ever succeed in becoming a single plant in Braj? We have heard that he has. Maybe grass. Something. But Gurudev is asking, did he ever succeed in becoming a single plant in Braj? Or a creeper? Or even a piece of straw? In the end, he could only praise the gopis. Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:47-61. Ashamaho charanarenu jishamaham shyam vrindavane kimapi gulmalatoshadhinam yaddusjajam svajanamarya patam chahitva bhejur mukunda padavim shrutibhir vimigyam. Aho, the Vraja deities have given up everything for Sri Krishna. They have abandoned the path of chastity, their families and their children, which are all extremely difficult to give up. Now they have taken shelter of Prema Bhakti for Sri Krishna. The personified scriptures, the Shrutis, constantly search for that same prema, bhakti, but rarely attain it. That verse isn't here, but I remember Shritumitare, Smritumitare. Yes, oh gosh. If you know that verse, can you please post it? I have lost it. Let me just become a bush, or a creeper, or a blade of grass in Vrindavan. Then I might attain the dust from the lotus feet of one of these gopis. In that case, it is said that the one of these gopis that he's referring to, one particular gopi, that supreme gopi, Śrīmati Radhika. Vande Nanda Braje Strinam Padarenum Abhikshnasha Yasham Harikatod Geetam Punati Bhuvanatrayam. That's Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:47-63. So 2 verses later. I just read that comment. No, I'm not bringing it up. Krishna is Krishna. If a pure devotee has said something to that effect, then we will accept it. But anyone who is not of that nature, where they're actually awakened in their relationship with Krishna, when they make some kind of comment like that, it might be sweet, it might be nice, and it's kind of okay from, I'm going to use the word, a childish perspective. But in reality, we shouldn't try to impose onto Krishna something just because we have some sentiment toward it. Rather, we should try to give Krishna what is pleasing to him. That is bhakti. And to know what is pleasing to Krishna, then we take shelter of those who are pleasing Krishna, who know how to please Krishna, how to serve him properly. Then we will have hope in being able to please him. Maybe he does like pizza. I don't know. Maybe he does. Or lasagna, or eggplant parmigiano, or cheesecake. I'm not sure. But we have heard that he likes Luchicini Saar Puri, Ladu Rasabali. We have heard that he likes Rasamalai. We've heard that he likes Kheer Jalebi Puri Ladu. Pua. Come out and say it.
I'm saying that why not? If in the form of Thakurji, Krishna has traveled all over the world to all different countries to taste the best things that the devotees have to offer. Like some countries it might be hummus, in another country it might be pasta, in another country it might be baklava. Who knows? But whatever it is, we're supposed to offer those things that we like best because we can offer them with a mood of you will love this.
With feeling.
So why not? If so, Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, and our acharyas would tell us, don't offer pizza, lasagna, halava, the sesame halava, the Jewish stuff. They don't offer these things, but they don't. They tell us to offer with love and affection. Even Krishna says, make an offering to me, but with love and affection. So if you can gather your best things, and the things that you think Krishna will like this, why not? He has created all of those things. So, like in Mexico...
See, I thought the Italians created pizza. Now I know Krishna created it.
In Mexico, they're rice and dal. They're different than the ones in India, but it's still the same premise.
Mexican food is like half Indian, half Italian. It's
still the same
curry
premise.
powder, what is it? Cumin powder and oregano.
But what I'm saying is that, like Thakurji, when we travel with them, we went to Russia. They had Russian food, and they seemed to like it. Everywhere we go, they keep going back again and again. And the devotees are blissful. because they're taking the mercy of Thakurji. So why, like if we sit there and we say, hey, what do you want for dinner? And then they go, oh, Thakurji wants pizza. Now that is wrong, depending unless they're a pure devotee.
Yes.
But in this case, why not? Gurudev gave me Radha Vinod Bihari and Sri Gauranga. They were installed in Vrindavan.
And he said, as you eat,
They should eat.
right?
So I think that maybe in Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna is eating those things that his mother and Srimati Radhika make, but really he's eating love, he's eating prem. We might not have prem, but we know from wherever we're born that we like certain things. Those things should be offered, especially.
I want to add to what Sudevi just said because it's very pertinent. We, in our embodied states, like to taste so many different kinds of flavors. And especially after traveling around the world, I've seen an Indian person in Fiji the first time he had pizza. First time ever. He only ever ate curry before that. The first time he had pizza, he bit into it and it was good pizza. He made a really weird face. He put it under the table and handed it to his friend.
A year
later, he was expert in making pizza himself. So he developed a taste for that thing, which he didn't like initially. Those who are well-traveled develop tastes for flavors from all over the world. Chinese food, Mexican food, Italian food, Russian food.
Go to an Indian wedding nowadays, you'll get that.
Right, if you go to an Indian wedding, they'll have a smorgasbord of all different flavors from all different countries. And you can choose whatever flavor you want. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the taster of all flavors and who has created all flavors, Akhila Rasamrita Murti, has created every flavor. And he likes to taste every flavor. What he likes or doesn't like, I don't know. Shri Guru knows. And so therefore I made the point that we should always be under guidance, but Sudevi's point is well taken. I like it.
Also there's another thing, like we hear that Sri Krishna, he only wears pitambar, and Srimati Radhika wears blue and red. But then again we hear that she dresses according to the moon. And we here in this world want to offer the very best of any cloth we see with, oh my gosh, I have to give this to Thakurji. Everything that we find to be beautiful, even makeup or jewelry or bindis or saris, whatever it might be, we take and we offer it because we want to give them the best thing. The same with foodstuffs grown in the earth.
Yes.
That excited me.
I have so many kurtas, as you can tell. That's how you can recognize which day is different from the others. And they have so many outfits. That's how we recognize which days are different from the others. Like Devaki said yesterday, hey, how is it that Thakurji changed and Kishori Mohan changed? Their clothes are different and it's supposed to be a live broadcast. It was a live broadcast of a pre-recorded video that Madhukar posted. So, love and devotion, not lust and commotion.
I like what Jivakhanda Prabhu brought up the banana.
Yes. So, with all of the different variety, we cannot say that Krishna is a static entity. He is the supreme ecstatic personality. He doesn't only have one thing and only one taste. He has unlimited tastes, and that's why Srimati Radhika manifests unlimited personalities from her own form, all different flavors for Krishna to enjoy. Every single mood of love and affection has a personality or a form which serves and pleases Krishna. So his nature is to taste every particle of flavor in his entire creation. And we, these jivas, each individual jiva has its own particular flavor of love and service to Krishna, which he also wants to taste, but he won't force it. But if you do offer it to him, he will be greedy to taste it. How can we please him? We should offer this flavor of love and affection for him to taste. That is how we can serve and please him. So, in that context, there are so many different considerations. Does he like pizza? Does he like cheesecake? Does he like enchiladas? Does he like French fries? You know, so many different things that we might really appreciate if we offer it with love and affection. I remember once our Gurudev was like, oh, he takes cake, but not like you do, the cakes that we eat. But it may be, and apparently in some form or another, he is accepting that.
With Sanatana Gosvāmī, what did Madan Mohan take?
With Sanatana Gosvāmī, what did Madan Mohan take? Madan Gopal. He wanted to come home with Sanatana Gosvāmī. Sanatana Gosvāmī said, I have nothing to feed you, I have nothing. What I eat, I take some atta, means whole wheat flour, I mix it with water, I don't even have any salt, I make a ball out of it, and I put it on the fire. And then after a certain amount of time, like on the hot coals, then I take that and that's what I eat. I don't even have salt. I don't think I'll be able to serve you nicely. He's like, no, I'll eat what you eat, I just want to go with you. So then he went and accepted that because it was love and affection. And as someone already said, banana peel. It wasn't roti. It was a ball of dough, which is cooked on the fire. So there's so many different considerations in that connection. I don't know how we got out there so far.
Hey, pizza is an important topic.
Yes, pizza is an important topic. So basically coming back to the point of bhakti. What is bhakti? Anyavilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanarutam. That is what is not bhakti. What is bhakti? Anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. That is bhakti. What is favorable for Krishna and exclusively for him, meaning for his happiness, his pleasure, and what even is more important than that, for his benefit. That is known as pure bhakti. So how one approaches, with what mood, with what endeavor, this is essential. So now we're coming back to this point. Uddhava, seeing the prema bhakti, the love and affection of the gopis, is praying, let me just become a bush or a creeper or even a blade of grass in Vrindavan, then I might attain the dust of the lotus feet of one of these gopis. I bow down to the dust of the feet of the gopis who reside in Nanda Baba's Vraj. Oh, whatever these gopis have sung about Krishna's pastimes always has and always will purify the entire world. So two verses apart from each other, 1047.61, 1047.63. The first one, Asham Aho Charanarenu Jusham Ahangsyam. And the next one, Vande Nanda Brajestrinam Padarenum. So here you have Charanarenu and Padarenu. Charana means feet, Renu means dust. The next one, Pada means feet, Renu means dust. So he's praying for the foot dust of these gopis, especially one particular gopi. And this reminds me of that verse in Radha Kripka Stavaraja. What is it? Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padmajarchiche Himadrija Pulomaja Virinchaja Varaprade Apara Siddhi Riddhi Digda Sat Padanguli Neke Kada Karishyasi Haman Kripakataksha Bhajanam. Yet all of these transcendental and divine personalities are praying for even just a particle of dust from her lotus feet, and they cannot even capture from her toenails. And Rupa Goswami is saying the same thing about Krishna. Yadyapi samadhishu vidhirapi pashyati. Even Lord Brahma, in complete samadhi, cannot capture even a glimpse of the effulgence from the toenails of Krishna. And yet, Uddhava is praying for this. Mahadev is praying for this. Right? He takes the water which has washed the feet of Vishnu upon his head as Charanamrit. That is known as Ganga. All of the great personalities are praying for even a particle of dust from their feet. Why is it that we feel cheated of this ras? And cheated of these exalted moods, even after we have obtained sadhu sangha. Someone previously wrote what Krishna said about cheaters and the cheated. Why is it that we feel cheated of this ras and cheated of these exalted moods, even after we have obtained sadhu sangha? This is the part that's a little tough to bear, but we have to see if it is actually true in relation to us. The reason is that we do not really want to taste what the saints long for us to relish. They are drinking nectar. Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha tushyanti charamanti cha. At every moment, while glorifying and remembering Krishna's name, forms, qualities, and pastimes, they are tasting nectar. And they are longing for us to relish it too, because they see our suffering nature. Instead of wallowing in pools of nectar, we are wallowing in pools of sewage. I remember our Srila Gurudev saying something to that effect. You're there, why are you there trying to enjoy this pool of sewage? Come here, I have a pool of nectar, come and drink. Come and bathe in the pool of nectar, but you don't want to leave your sewage. They're longing for us. Why? Because they are paradukaduki. Means their hearts feel sad, in immense sadness, seeing our suffering, pitiful condition. And therefore, seeing us in such a situation, they long to give us nectar, that you should be happy forever. Like our Param Gurudev's Pranam mantra. Atimartya charitraya svashritanam chapaline jiva duke sadataya Śrī nama prema dayane. Seeing the suffering, pitiful condition of the bound jivas in this material world, their hearts break. And they want to see us happy, because they are the personifications of Krishna's compassion and mercy in this world. They cannot help but feel for us in our condition. So desiring to help us, they want to give us the best thing. Shri Harinam, Shri Nama Prema, praying for Shri Harinam. This is what they are giving, but we don't want to accept it. Like our Srila Gurudev said, please be merciful to me and make me happy. Chant your Harinam. So be merciful to him and make ourselves happy. He said, become happy. Be merciful to me and become happy. Chant your Harinam. To become happy ourselves, this he considers as mercy to him, because his nature is to feel for our pitiful suffering condition. So they are longing for us to relish this nectar, seeing our suffering condition. The reason is that we do not really want to taste what they long for us to relish. As Gurudev said, my mercy is flowing like the Jamuna, and I see so many are lying on the banks dying of thirst because they will not drink. Otherwise, why do we not become full of anxiety when we are separated from them? Why do we not perform bhajan with great eagerness? We can let it go. Yesterday was Srila Trivikara Mahārāja's day. He said, what difference would it make if I told you that Krishna was lying in the dust of Vrindavan? This is the part I didn't tell you. Dying in separation from the gopis. Would it make any difference to you that I told you this? You would just go on with your daily life as normal. But if I told you that your spouse was hit by a bus, you would run immediately weeping and crying. So this is where he grounded us. So why do we not become full of anxiety when we are separated from Guru, Vaishnavas, and Krishna? Why do we not perform bhajan with great eagerness? Because we don't really want to taste that nectar. We have not made our relationship strong. We don't have strong faith, and we don't have attachment there. We have attachment, faith in everything material, mundane. But we don't really want that. Therefore, we feel cheated of this rasa. When Sri Krishna concluded his pastimes in this world, a desire to attain Brajabhav awoke within Sri Uddhav's heart. This desire came by the mercy of the Brajbasis. This is essential. Those who have those feelings in their heart, when you associate with them, then those moods will transfer. Naturally, you become your association. Whatever we associate with, we become like that. The Son of God, and I'm talking about She said, Jesus, no, the son of Varaha Devi and Mother Earth, Bhumi Devi. His name, I can't remember what it was initially, Varaha Nandan, Bhumi Nandan, but later he became known as Narak Asur, or the demon from hell. Narak Asur. Srila Gurudev said, how is this possible? He said, due to bad association. And then he said, association is so essential. If one associates with asat sangha, those things which are unfavorable for bhakti, one will become like that. And if one associates with satsanga, sadhus, saints, then one will become like that. So association is the most important thing. How we choose to place it, that is the most important thing. Where we choose to take association. And if we choose to take it in both realms, we won't be able to make progress because we've got our feet in two boats. Eventually we'll have to become exclusive, taking exclusive shelter of Sri Guru Vaishnavas and following the path of the Mahājans. As we are progressing on that path and we look back, we will see that all of those things that we used to think were so significant have just disappeared into the background. Ar kabe nitai chander koruna hoibe sangsarvashanamor kabe tuchcha habe. By the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, who manifests in our lives as Sri Guru. Sangsarvashanamor, the entire ocean of material existence, our entire repetition of birth, disease, old age, and death, which has gone on since time immemorial, will be rendered insignificant. How insignificant? Bhavam buddhir vatsa padam padam padam. What does that mean, Sudevi?
I don't know.
It means like the water in the hoofprint of a calf. How easy is that to step over? The entire ocean of material existence will be made insignificant as one is moving forward on the path of devotion. So we feel cheated, but why do we feel cheated? It is us who are doing that because of our lack of sincerity. We don't really want what they want us to receive. If we really wanted it, then why would we not be full of anxiety when we are separated from them? And why do we not perform bhajan? Not the singing kind. Bhajan means all the practices of bhakti with great eagerness. Because we keep thinking, we will do it tomorrow. Oh, I'm just too tired, I'll think about it tomorrow. I'm too busy, I'll do it tomorrow. Next month. You know, maybe on Gurudev's appearance day, I'll start chanting my japa again. Oh, I missed that day. Okay, his disappearance day. Like that. Putting it on the back burner. In the stack of papers to deal with later. Now I have so many important things to do. I have to take care of this, I have to take care of that, I've got so many important things to do. And then we will realize, oh my God, when I took care of that one, 10 more problems popped up in its place, then I had to take care of them, and 10 for each of those. And I became completely absorbed in trying to fix all of my problems, but there's no material fix for material problems, not permanent. 1 will lead to 10, will lead to 100, will lead to 1,000. It just will continue. There's only one fix for all problems. That is to understand what is the real problem, and there is only one. Anyone who knows what that real problem is, please post it. And Kishori Jani will give you some fresh homemade ladus. Radhe Radhe. I just looked down and I thought, there's only one problem. Very good. Rudragupta Prabhu ki jai, Janardhan Prabhu ki jai. Where is Krishna? He Radhe, Vrajadevike Chalalite, He Nandashuno Kuta, Shri Govardhana Kalpapada Patale, Kalindi Vanye Kuta. Searching for Krishna. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? And then you will realize that there is no other problem. That is the only problem. When Sri Krishna concluded his pastimes in this world, A desire to attain Vrajabhav awoke within Sri Uddhava's heart. This desire came by the mercy of the Brajavasis and especially by the mercy of Srimati Radhika. Srila Bhaktivedānta Bharati Mahārāja explained, how did the Yagyapatnis, the wives of the Brahmanas, develop that desire in their heart to serve Krishna when the opportunity arose? The Brahmanas told those cowherd boys, go away, can't you see we're busy doing our yagyas? Bahar jao. Hit the road, get out of here, don't disturb. Krishna sent them back, go ask their wives. And they went and asked, Krishna is hungry, Balaram is hungry, will you feed us? Will you give us something? Yes, immediately. And their husbands told them, if you do this, we will reject you forever. Like that. And anyhow, they went. Why? Srila Bhaktivedānta Bharati Mahārāja said, because they overheard the glories of Krishna, his beauty, his form, his qualities and pastimes. They overheard this from the gopis. And hearing that, a desire kindled in their heart. I want to serve Krishna. This is the power of associating with pure devotees. Shri Guru. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagya Manajiv Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami, after wandering through millions of species and millions of universes, a greatly fortunate jiva, Bhagyaman, who's extremely fortunate, will receive the mercy of Krishna in the form of Guru, Guru Krishna. And by the mercy of Guru, oh, I thought she said off. Off to serve Krishna. Good. Always serve Krishna. So, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai. By the mercy of Guru Krishna, this is Krishna in the form of Gurudev, Bhakti Lata Bij. Bhakti Lata Bij means the seed of the creeper of Bhakti. It means that we receive that. What is that particularly? All of our Guru Varga have given the explanation. Their translation of that is Sadhu Sangha. And by that Sadhu Sangha, something happens in the heart. What happens in the heart? Krishna Seva Vasanam awakens. The desire or the tendency, the inclination to serve Krishna, to please Krishna, awakens within the heart. So by overhearing these gopis' glorification of Krishna's names, forms, qualities, and pastimes, these wives of the Brahmanas, Yagyapatnis at Bhatrol, here in Braj, just on the border to Mathura, they were so overwhelmed with the idea of the opportunity to serve Krishna that they were willing to give up everything to serve Krishna by that association. So Uddhava, in this case, by hearing, by associating with these gopis, by their mercy and by the mercy, especially by the mercy of Srimati Radhika, he desperately wanted to become a particle of dust at Sri Radha's lotus feet. It is presumed that he is performing bhajan at Uddhava Kund in Govardhan to this day. That's why it is said that he has taken birth as the grass or the shrubs. He was praying for that may I take birth as grass or shrubs so that even one particle of dust from the foot of any gopi may come on my head. However, we do not know if he was able to become even a particle of dust in Brajadham. Sri Tulsidas has said, Hindi I'm not so good with, Abba pachataye hota kya, jaba chiriya chuga gai kheta. What is the use of lamenting now? It is because of your own carelessness that birds have eaten your crops. I think in English we have a saying called hindsight is 20/20. Meaning, I should have done it like this. I should have done that. What could I have done different? Now I can see everything that I've done wrong. So he's saying, what's the use of lamenting now? It's because of your own carelessness that the birds have eaten your crops. In other words, by Sri Bhagavan's grace, you have taken a rare birth in the human species. If you waste it simply eating and sleeping like an animal, then you will have to remain wandering in the material world, taking birth in one of the 84 million species of life. 84 million species? So 8,400,000. Anyhow, 84 lakh means 8,400,000. Therefore, you should realize how trivial it is to simply exist like an animal, and you should stay determined to permanently be in sadhu sangha. Stay determined to permanently be in sadhu sangha. What is the verse in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, or that quote that our Srila Prabhupada would say quite often? How trivial it is to simply exist like an animal. A human being who does not utilize their life for Krishna Bhakti is considered no better than a two-legged animal. What is the Sanskrit for that? Whoever can give the Sanskrit for that? Okay, whoever can give the Sanskrit for that. No better than a two-legged animal. We'll get... Ooh. I think I have to offer fresh hot gulab jamuns again. Oh, is that English? No good closing the stable door after the horse is bolted? Did Uddhava ever become a Manjari or Gopi? No. It's not his intrinsic constitutional nature. But he has seen their love and he is appreciating their complete surrender. He stayed for 6 months in the University of the Gopis, and in the end, he was just completely, I'm going to use this word, flabbergasted. It was completely shocking to him. He could not come close to even conceiving of what kind of depth of love they had for Krishna. He was completely floored. In essence, I remember our Gurudev saying that he didn't even pass it, didn't even get 20% on the exam. He couldn't understand. But anyhow, Krishna had sent him so that he might be able to capture something, so that Krishna would have someone to speak with in Mathura or Dwarka, because he had no one to share his heart with. All of those gopis could speak with each other, but who did Krishna have to speak with? So he wanted Uddhava to learn something so he could share with him and maybe be able to commiserate, in a sense, in that mood of separation from his Brajavasis and especially the Braja Gopis. Dvipada Pashu, Walter Vedanta Sutra Smith, Ki Jai. Sa eva gokaraha. Also that one, no better than a cow or an ass. That is what is told in the translation in that verse of Śrīmad Bhagavatam. That person who thinks that this body is mine, that I... What is it? I and mine. I can't remember the verse at the moment. My father would always try to teach me, but it's not coming to my mind at the moment. But yes. Saeva Gokaraha. Okay, so yes. Uddhava's eternal transcendental relationship with Krishna is as Uddhava. That is his eternal transcendental position. So he cannot become something else. Although from a certain idea within his mind or heart, he's desiring to attain something, a particle of dust from their lotus feet. He's appreciating their love and affection, but Uddhava, although Krishna says about him that you are dearer to me than my own Atma, than my own soul, Uddhava is considered a Jnani Bhakta, although he's also very, so high in his praying for Krishna. But he's well aware of the Aishvaryata, the supreme majesty of Krishna as well, although they are so close. And even though Krishna said that to Uddhava, when he saw the love of the gopis, he was completely shocked. He was feeling, I am nothing. I am nothing. I'm not even a particle of that. I have no love and affection for Krishna. Seeing their love and affection. This is what our acharyas have described. How does one develop true spiritual or transcendental humility? When you see the love, the affection, the prem of those who really have it, and when you're in their association, then you will understand and realize your own insignificance in comparison to that. then you must develop humility. So this humility, spiritual humility, I'm contrasting it to just that kind of humility. Oh yeah, Prabhu, I'm so low, I'm so fallen, you're so great and wonderful. That kind of thing is a little bit annoying. You know, that fighting over who can touch whoever else's feet kind of thing. But when someone has real paramartic humility, means transcendental humility, this is in effect a result of seeing and associating with those who have real divine love for the Lord, then automatically we will feel within ourselves, I have nothing. And although Uddhava has so much, seeing the love of the gopis, he feels, I am nothing, I'm not even a particle of dust. And he's praying for even one particle of dust from their lotus feet, especially Srimati Radhika's lotus feet, to come on his head. Please, may I take birth even as a blade of grass, that one particle of dust might touch my head. Also, at first, he had Sakya Bhav toward Krishna, then his Bhav changed to Madhurya. Please correct me if I am wrong. He desired that, like Lakshmi Devi is desiring to enter into Rasalila, but until now, it has never been told that she has been successful. She's still there in Shrivan, Belban, doing austerities to enter into Rasalila. But what was the last condition that Krishna gave? He told her, you have to take birth from the womb of a gopi. In other words, you have to give up your Brahmani caste and become a Vaishya. Okay, I can do that. And you will have to milk cows and make yogurt. Okay, I can do that. And you will have to make cow patties. Cow dung and hay mixed together. Smack it on the wall, let it dry. Okay, I can do that. And in Vrindavan, there's only Parakiya Ras. There is no married Ras with Krishna. So you will have to marry any other Gopa and then sneak away to meet me in the middle of the night. She's like, I can sneak away to meet you, but I cannot marry anyone else. I'm your eternal consort. So that was a disqualification for her. The Nagapatnis, the wives of Kaliya, are telling this in Śrīmad Bhagavatam in that verse that starts, Kasyanubhavo. So they're telling that how is it possible that our husband, Kaliya, the king of snakes, has received your lotus footprints on his head, whereas even Lakshmi Devi cannot attain such great mercy. And she's doing austerity to this day. So they have told this in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, and Mahaprabhu utilized that verse as proof to the family of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Trimala Bhatta, Vyankat Bhatta, Prabodhananda Saraswati, and Gopal Bhatta. And they all converted, in essence, to Braja, Rasik, Bhavuk, Gopi Bhav. They converted, in a sense, because ultimately that was their internal, intrinsic, natural, inherent relationship with Krishna. So, I've never heard that Uddhava became Madhurya, although this bhav, this desire to attain their mercy, came in his heart. So let me just finish this point here. Yes. Yasyatma buddhi kunapetri dhatuke sati kalatra dishubhoma ijjati yatyartha buddhi shalile nahakarcha hichit janeshva bhigyeshu sa eva gokara. Very good. Thank you so much for posting that. That's also 10th canto Śrīmad Bhagavatam. So our Gurudev is saying, therefore you should realize how trivial it is to simply exist like an animal who does not engage in devotional service. They're compared to a two-legged animal. Animals are simply engaged in eating, sleeping, mating, and protecting themselves, defending, and cycling through samsara. And a human form gives us the opportunity to get out of that cycle. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. It gives us the opportunity to endeavor for perfection. But anyone in a human form that does not utilize that human form for endeavoring for perfection is compared to an animal. Dvipada Pashu, two-legged animal. So we should stay determined to permanently be in sadhu sangha. Always be in the association of Vaishnavas. Srila Bhaktivedānta Saraswati Prabhupada said, we must be in sadhu sangha at every moment. If we are not, then we can easily lose those gems that we already have in hand. If we cannot be in physical sadhu sangha with any Vaishnava, then we must take shelter of Shastriya Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha in the form of scripture. But if the opportunity presents itself to us that we can take advantage of personal association of sadhus, then we must run immediately and drink from there. And this will be proof of genuine paramartic transcendental greed in the heart. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati. Tatra Lolyam Apimulyam Ekalam. The root qualification for Krishna Bhakti Ras is the intense greedy desire to have it, and wherever one can get it, one must purchase it without delay. Our Srila Prabhupada said that this is how he came up with the term Krishna consciousness, from this Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita, from that verse itself. But our situation is so sad that even though we have attained the great fortune of association with saints, our hearts remain unaffected. This is because we do not have full faith in Sri Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas, and as a result, we remain deprived of the grace of Sri Guru and Sri Bhagavan. So then we must do something to obtain that faith. Somehow endeavor to follow their instructions. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj explains something in this connection, and I must share it now because I cannot end on this sad note. All is well that ends sweetly. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj asked the question, why do we do sadhana? If by one's own endeavor they cannot capture bhakti or the infinite, then why are we doing our practices? He said, because Guru tells us to do it. This is in essence the exercise that we are doing on the order of Guru. And when Guru sees you are sincere and you are following my instruction, and you're willing to accept the discipline I'm giving you, then Guru will give you, basically, an installment of bhakti. What are we meant for? We're meant to awaken what is within our heart. Praying for Krishna. It's buried inside. We're meant to be able to finally unfurl and open and fully manifest that love and affection for Krishna. In other words, the entire inheritance is meant for us one day. So, how does Guru do it? He says, okay, if you misuse something, the currency is coming to you a little bit. Here's 1,000. What are you going to do with it? Go blow it on everything mundane. Okay, you're not qualified. Now, prove to me that you're qualified. Prove to me that you are mature, that you're sincere, that you will do the right thing with it. And then, another one. What will you do with it? And when you show, this is your sadhana, I'm showing you, I'm sincere, I'm going to make you proud in such a way that you will trust me, and eventually you will give me the keys to that inheritance, to that account. And I will utilize it for Krishna. So our sadhana is like this, and Guru will see and give you installments, he said. Something means bhakti will increase. Bhakti sukriti will come. Then more bhakti sukriti. And the more that comes, the faster it will increase. Anyone who knows anything about investing will understand that. If you invest $100 and it goes up 1%, then you get 101. If you invest $1 million and it goes up 1%, anyone can write the number there. What's 1% of a million? So, and if you invest $1 billion, then you get 1% of that. So as our bhakti sukriti is increasing, in essence, that spiritual investment has increased. And one day, when they see you are mature and that you are willing to accept that discipline fully, they have trained you for the discipline. What is the discipline? The discipline is complete selflessness and service to Krishna. Everything for his happiness, his pleasure, his benefit, jnana, karma, adi, anavritam, without desiring anything for myself in exchange. That he can do whatever he likes with me, but it will not change the nature of my heart or my love for Krishna. This is what they're ultimately teaching us and training us for. That we will be completely responsible and mature in our service to Krishna. So gradually, this will take place. And our sadhana we're doing, and they will give the result. It's not that by my sadhana, I will catch the result. We cannot capture the infinite with our own mind, with our own intelligence or senses. That is not possible. Krishna is beyond that. But Krishna is not beyond the control of pure love and affection. Who has captured him? O Vaishnava Thakur, Krishna se tomar, Krishna is yours. Krishna dite paro, you can give Krishna. Tomara shakti ache. It is certainly within your power. What am I? I'm just a beggar. Amitokanga. Krishna, Krishna boli, dhai tava pache pache. There it says Krishna, Krishna boli. Who's telling us to chant Krishna, Krishna? They're telling us to chant Krishna, Krishna. And they're running after us. Dhai tava pache pache. Begging us, please take this Krishna Nam. As Nityananda Prabhu is going from door to door, please just chant the name of my Gauranga once and you can purchase me. So they're running after us, begging us, please take this. Become happy. I don't want to see you suffering anymore. This is your great treasure. Don't lose it. Run with it. So somehow or other, if we endeavor to follow, if we try to hold on tightly to their instructions, then we can hope that they will give us some mercy. If we don't make any endeavor with what they're giving us, if we're comfortable and happy in our situation, then what can they do? They will not force us, because you cannot force love. You cannot force love. So they won't force us to love Krishna, but they might try to coerce us. They will try in so many different ways to convince us that yes, you need to take this. This is what will make you happy forever. As Srila Gurudev would always say on any blessing day, you should be happy now, happy into the future, and happy forever all the way into perfection. On that note, Madhurena Samarpayat, all is well that ends sweetly. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Please forgive me for speaking so fast. I was excited and then time was going past, and I know that many of you are in different countries around the world, and even in England, you might not understand my American accent very well. So please forgive me for that. I get excited sometimes. So also I'm getting excited because our Srila Gurudev's centennial is just a couple days away. It's coming on the 11th of February. So all devotees are preparing. Hundreds of devotees are coming from all over the place. Flower arrangements are being made, and big festivals will be held everywhere. And in India, there's, I don't know, they kind of tell people that you should be careful and distance, and people are like, what? They don't even know. So yeah, it's just the way it is. So many hundreds or thousands of devotees will be observing around the world, and so there is a delight in the air that all are coming together to glorify him in a beautiful way on this 100th anniversary. I'm just, every day for me feels like his appearance day as we're studying his beautiful teachings and what he has given to us, all of these Rasik and Bhavuk topics. So I pray that he might cast his merciful sidelong glance upon me and all of us. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I can't give this class. I don't know what I said. I just pray and whatever comes will come. But we have many experiences with our Srila Gurudev personally, and so many lessons that came through them. So on the days of his appearance and disappearance, we remember these experiences with him and also the essence of his teachings in general, and so many lessons that he's given. And so we remember his grace and mercy. What will come? I'll tell you what will come. Sudevi will come and sit here. So yes, we all get the What? It's time to chant, she said. Happy wife, happy life. Time to chant. Years ago, we used to have a set class where we used to plan it, memorize it, prepare it, and then present it. And then we realized, by the grace of some very nice, experienced Vaishnavas, that it's okay to have a, what do you call that? An outline. But if you're just memorizing and sharing from that, it loses its spontaneity and it becomes somewhat stagnant. And so, becoming absorbed in the subject matter and having heard and received so much, then if we can make it part of our hearts, then what comes out, if we're holding tight or endeavoring to hold tight to the lotus feet of Sri Guru and our Guru Varga, that will come out spontaneously in its own way. I don't know what shloka is going to come next. All I know is that when a shloka appears in front of me, have you ever seen those fireworks, those lotus flowers fireworks that dance in front of you and they change colors and they're spinning and moving in all directions? The shloka is like that. It's a person in a sense, and it's doing a dance, and it starts throwing all different things out. One shlok throws out 20 shloks, and whatever I can catch, I catch. But it's like it's a living thing. I can't explain it any other way. And so I cannot plan it. We just pray and move like that. And Gurudev ordered us like that. Read a little bit, speak a little. Read a little, speak a little. So we're trying to follow that instruction, and unfortunately I'm not able to follow it very properly. I read a little and speak a lot. But maybe one day I'll be able to condense and follow his order properly. Okay, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Kishori is like, ha ha ha, Sudevi keeps reminding you, it's time to chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Rupananda Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Pratipāda Śrī Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shashinandana Gaura Hari ki jai, Radha Vinod Bihari ji ki jai, Radha Raju ki jai, Giriraj Mahārāja ki jai, Hari Nama Sankirtana ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Govinda Damodara Madhave, Govinda Damodara Madhave, Govinda Damodara Madhave, Govinda Damodara Madhave. Bolo Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe. Śrī Radha Vinodihari Ji ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Shyam Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bo.
So thank you all very much for giving us the opportunity to remember the beautiful teachings of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga. Also, we would like to express our deepest appreciation and indebtedness to each and every one of you for giving us the opportunity to do our Guru Seva, which is our life and soul.
And thank you for all your participation. It's
Yes.
so exciting.
Yes, I just can't believe that during this amazing time that we are somehow able to feel so excited and enlivened and alive, more alive every single day. It's just been amazing. And so we cannot express our appreciation and indebtedness to you enough. We look forward to being with all of you tomorrow. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat
Radhe
Pranam.
Radhe.
Radhe
Radha
Radhe.
Vinod Bihari Ji Shashinandana Gaura Hari
Ki jai. Jivriyamadamani. Radhe Radhe.